Hey, so I don't know about you, but this full moon energy that's coming in right now is trying to take me out. I literally feel like it's trying to kick my butt in like a good cop, bad cop way, and not so much the good cop, mostly the bad cop way. Let me know if you're feeling this. Let me know if this stuff is coming up for you. So this is a pretty significant full moon energy because it is the first full moon of 2025. 2025 is going to be a knockout, drag out kind of year for those of us who are on our ascensions journey, which is everybody. It's just some of us are more consciously aware of it than others. But you know, the full moon energy is about shining the light, right? That's the illumination of the moon, shining the light, showing us stuff that we need to see, showing spiritual saying stuff that can't be seen normally. They're saying also stuff that can't be seen with the naked eye. So meaning, you know, the big picture, the behind the scenes stuff. And you know, you only have to scroll for a couple minutes on any kind of social media right now, and you can feel the intensity and the chaos that's happening on this planet with everything, with like so much, right? But what's really coming up for us now is going to be that inner stuff. Like, so not only do we have a chaotic environment in the outside world, but on the inside world, we also have this like spiritual saying draining but awakening energy. So it's like, it's literally like you know, we're draining all of the garbage out, right? That's what's coming out. The garbage is coming out. And it's not a comfortable process, right? It's not a comfortable process at all. And because this full moon happens to be in the sign of Cancer, I feel like there's going to be like such an emotional charge, such an emotionally charge to all of this. So just be prepared for, you know, some crying, some fits, some anger, some, you name it, some rage, some good old rage will come through. And, you know, when it's coming through, I don't care who you are, if you're being honest, I don't care how many, you know, ascension retreats you've hosted or been to, or, you know, this energy can drop us to our knees, right? Like it can, I'm trying to be light about it right now, but, you know, I spent a good bit of time this morning of just like crying like a baby because, yeah, because... And when, you know, and it's funny because there is that disengagement when that happens, because when I'm in that state, right, which is a very human state, it's a very, and I say this because I can acknowledge that my soul pulls back and kind of like watches the show when that's going. And it's interesting because today when that was happening, and I can feel my soul disengaged with my human body when that happens, because I come out of alignment. I come out of that, you know, sense of stability, that sense of groundedness. And it was interesting because when that stuff was coming up for me and I was feeling really emotional and like experiencing the whole spectrum of emotions, I kept getting this sense of being like a little child, of being a scared, upset, lonely, you know, afraid little girl. And I feel like that part is obviously coming up to be healed, right? I understand that. That's what the moon is doing, the illumination of that energy. And I just feel like, you know, no matter who you are, we all have those parts in us that are wounded, that are still, you know, still in that trauma energy, still in that, you know, the deep, sad energy. And I feel like this timing, whether it's just the moon energy, whether it's the, the astrological cycle that we're in, whether it's just the collective energy, whether it's like, you name it, whether it's it happens to be a Monday or a Tuesday, whatever it is, I feel like there's so much getting ready to pour out, and so much opportunity for us to be like, to have that awareness of like, okay, so maybe another version of me would have been like taken out by this, that I would have like wallowed in it and stuck in it and let it affect my physical body and like let it. But I feel like, there's that part we need to acknowledge, because we can bounce back a lot quicker, right? We're able to bounce back a lot quicker. And if you're not, that's okay, because it comes. It just, we keep doing the work. We keep chopping the wood and carrying the water, and we do the work, and things do change. There's that subtle shift that changes. And sometimes that subtle shift is all that's required, right? To put us in a new frequency, to create a new energetic template, so that our experiences start to change and shift and reflect more of what's supporting to us and less of what feels like it's trying to take us out. So Spirit's just saying, one step at a time. So no matter where you are right now, no matter how you're feeling, no matter how this energy is draining you, in multiple ways, like literally draining all of the garbage out of you, just acknowledge, how much work you've been doing, how much time you've been spending on you, how much awareness that you've come into. And especially like, I feel like in this last little while, right? Like I feel like this cycle that we've been in, and Spirit's just saying the 9-year cycle we're talking about. So I'm not just talking about the last couple of weeks, guys. I'm talking about this has been for a while, right? Lots. We have been going through lots. We have been, we've been going through so much. It's interesting because if I look at some older pictures of me or some older videos of me, and that's, one of the downfalls or benefits, or however you look at it, of being like, in the public eye and documenting, everything that happens in your life in a very real way, on the platforms like this. You can see, I can go back and look at, a couple of years ago, and I look physically different, and I feel physically different. And now I'm just starting to have the awareness, the real true awareness that many other aspects have changed as well. So, my emotional body, my mental body, my spiritual body, all of these aspects have changed. Like they have changed. And it's like Spirit just shows me there's all these versions of who we are, all these different aspects of who we are. And, they're just saying, keep the eye on the prize of like, okay, so I'm showing up every day and I'm doing my best. I'm literally doing my best. I'm not being narcissistic. I'm not being hurtful. I am not intentionally hurting anybody or slandering anybody or taking more than I need. I'm doing my best to support others on their paths. I'm doing my best to meet myself with compassion and others with compassion. I'm doing my best to explore through non-judgment, right? To hold space through non-judgment. So all of these things, right? All of these things, if we can acknowledge and be like, yeah, you know what? Some days it feels like I'm not accomplishing much, but I am. I'm doing it. I'm doing my best. So maybe today is the day that we like give ourselves the high five. We, give us the high five that we're doing it. We're doing it. It's messy and it's ugly and it's uncomfortable and it doesn't always look exactly the way that we anticipated it to, but we're doing it. Sending you guys huge blessings.